Underwater, authorities telling drivers to get off the streets. Families stranded in their cars, also the giant tornadoes touching down, the deadly system moving east, and the wildfire exploding in size tonight, homes burning to the ground. We're on the front lines. Also breaking at this hour, the manhunt tonight in one American city. They are warning he's armed and dangerous after an officer is shot and killed. Now on the most wanted list, 2 church bombings just miles apart right in the middle of services. Authorities tonight now saying the intention was to injure, to do harm. The explosive video emerging late today, the 8-year-old student there, the little boy, handcuffed, his arms behind his back, what the officer says to him, and a message from a beloved actress after a major scare.
From ABC News World Headquarters, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to start another week with you. And we begin tonight with those evacuations right now and warnings to get off the streets with the powerful storms on the move at this hour. Tens of millions from Kentucky all the way up to Maine in the path. An EF1 tornado outside Nevinville, Iowa. 100-mile-per-hour winds there. A deluge tonight in Tampa, Florida. Cars underwater amid those warnings I spoke of. And watch this time lapse tonight. A powerful storm moving in over Montrose Beach, Illinois. It's the same system that caused a deadly tent collapse, and we have it all tonight, beginning in that city underwater. ABC's Wjla leading us off.
Tonight, Tampa, Florida, inundated. Torrential rains forcing dozens of rescues, some by boat, some carried out on shoulders. Stranded motorists leaving stalled out cars behind. Sarah Rosario from Tampa's ABC Action News is right there.
They're used to flooding at South Tampa, but nothing like this. Look at this car right now. This is exactly what officials don't want you to do.
More than 40 residents evacuated from floodwaters up to 4 feet high.
I've never seen it like this ever.
And now the sheriff there warning
anybody who lives in those areas, by 3 o'clock, be off the road.
Further north, deadly storms moving east after tearing up the Midwest. This scene at a summer festival just outside of Chicago. This fencing, just the least of the damage here. People were here trying to enjoy a summer festival when, take a look, a tent came crashing down, killing a father of 2. The 35-year-old's family right there when tragedy struck.
Came so fast, and I thought he was behind me, and he wasn't.
What is that? That's a tornado. No! In Owendale, Michigan, an EF1 tornado with 90-mile-per-hour winds hitting hard and fast. Another confirmed tornado in Creston, Iowa. And in Grays Lake, Illinois, a tornado tearing the roof off of a high school. Thankfully, it was empty. And just miles away, that same tornado hitting this pizza shop. And just take a look, it is completely destroyed. The owner tells us there were customers inside when that storm hit. But amazingly, David, none of them were injured.
Yeah, that's incredible and good news, Gio. Thank you. And in the West at this hour, a state of emergency in California, 20 wildfires, 24 homes destroyed already, 12,000 people evacuated, and one fire simply exploding. We have stunning images, nearly 10,000 firefighters deployed, tankers fighting the fires from above. Some veteran firefighters saying some of what they're seeing is unprecedented. Tonight, actually setting fires themselves, called backfires, to help contain the outbreak. ABC's Clayton Sandell with how it works.
Today, the already massive Rocky Fire near Sacramento became a towering inferno. Afternoon winds bringing the flames raging back to life. Fire crews racing to meet it head on.
You can see here the firefighters are using road flares to start what's called a backfire. The point is to use up all of this unburned fuel before the main fire can use it to cross this road.
3,000 firefighters are here battling flames and 90-degree heat.
This is pretty tough. The heat of the day, it wears on them.
They're getting help from about 24 helicopters and giant air tankers like the DC-10.
This plane can carry 12,000 gallons of fire retardant at once. There it goes.
5,500 homes are under threat. More than 13,000 people told they cannot go home.
I haven't slept for 2 days.
We're just, we're getting tired of this.
David, what you're seeing here is a full-on firefighting assault from the air and the ground. The flames have reached this major highway. Firefighters are now trying to stop it here and keep it from damaging or destroying any more homes. David?
All right, Clayton Sandell with us tonight. Clayton, thanks to you. Let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano, because they were saying these fires, at least one of them, tripling in size just this weekend alone.
Incredible, the heat, the dry air there. But finally, we've got a bit of a change in the weather pattern, one we've been waiting for, a shift of that hot, dry ridge to the east that will at least bring in some cooler Pacific area, not a whole lot of rain, but any level of humidity increase is very welcome. Where they're getting a lot of rain is in Tampa. Boy, they've gotten 10 inches in just the last 6 days, and the future radar is showing more activity as we go through tomorrow, so flood watches remain up. We've got severe thunderstorm watches that are posted from southwest Ohio all the way to northern New England, and that's where the thunderstorms are the most active tonight. Roll the futurecast through tomorrow morning, and we'll see some thunderstorms potentially between Boston and Philadelphia, but nothing like Tampa. The first 3 days of August, they've already seen what they typically get for the entire month.
Yeah, that was something today. Rob, thank you. We're going to turn now to breaking news coming in at this hour after an urgent manhunt in Memphis. A cop killer believed to be armed and dangerous and on the run, and tonight we have just learned a suspect is now in custody in the death of this officer after a routine traffic stop in which the officer was shot dead. ABC's Steve Osunsami is live in Memphis with late details. Steve?
Good evening to you, David. We're learning tonight that the accused gunman surrendered without incident and even turned himself in.
Please hurry up.
You're listening to the moment when this manhunt began, 9/18 Saturday night. A good Samaritan passing by what should have been a normal traffic stop sees Officer Sean Bolton severely wounded, bleeding out on the street from multiple gunshot wounds. He quickly reaches into the officer's car and uses the radio to call for help.
Ambulance is already en route.
Tonight, a relieved Memphis police force has captured 29-year-old Tremaine Wilburn, a convicted bank robber, on supervised release who police believe was in the middle of a drug deal when Officer Bolton approached his car. Witnesses say they fought and Wilburn started shooting. The 33-year-old officer was wearing a bulletproof vest, but it wasn't enough to save him.
You're looking at a coward.
The officer's family is calling Wilburn a monster, saying this senseless death is a threat to everyone, including those who wear the uniform. Police say the amount of drugs was so small, Wilburn could have walked away with only a written citation. No matter what, this accused gunman is going back to jail. He was released on the bank robbery charge in the summer of last year, but the federal government tonight is already filing a petition to have that early release revoked. David?
City relieved he's now in custody. Steve Osunsami, thank you. Now to that mystery in New Mexico tonight. 2 bombings at 2 churches just miles apart, one Catholic, one Baptist. Miraculously, no one was hurt, but tonight officials revealing that whoever was behind this did intend to do harm. Here's ABC's Ryan Owens.
Can you contact the Dasso bomb squad?
The FBI scrambling tonight to find the bomber or bombers who shattered the serenity of Sunday services at 2 New Mexico churches.
These devices were intended to do harm.
The first explosion reported at 8:20 a.m. A bomb dropped in a mailbox near the entrance of the Calvary Baptist Church in Las Cruces.
The impact was so strong.
Just 20 minutes later and less than 4 miles away, another blast. This time at Holy Cross Catholic Church, just as the priest was beginning communion.
This large bang went off.
No one was injured and damage to the churches is minimal.
Only a coward would place an explosive device in a place of peace and a place of worship.
Tonight, the FBI is offering a $5,000 reward and has set up a hotline for tips, certain that someone saw something. Ryan Owens, ABC News, Dallas.
Ryan, thank you. President Obama tonight unveiling an aggressive new plan to cut greenhouse gas emissions, calling for America's power plants to reduce emissions by 32%, then making a personal plea.
I don't want my grandkids not to be able to swim in Hawaii or not to be able to climb a mountain and see a glacier because we didn't do something about it.
The president arguing if we expect other countries, including China, to care about climate change, then the U.S. must lead the way, saying, quote, if we don't do it, nobody will. Tonight, some Republicans vowing to fight the president's proposed rules. We move on now to the race for 2016 tonight, and the big question, will Vice President Joe Biden run? Tonight reports his late son, Beau Biden's wish was that his father would run. But if he does, who will the president then endorse? Here's our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
If Vice President Biden runs, it's quite a dilemma for the boss. Just listen to how Barack Obama talks about him.
The single best decision that I have made was selecting Joe Biden as my running mate.
But Hillary Clinton was his loyal Secretary of State.
I think she would be an excellent president.
The three of them a team, all there at the biggest moment of all, in the Situation Room for the Osama bin Laden raid. But the team of rivals may soon just be rivals. Aides to Vice President Biden say he plans to make a decision on running for president by the end of the summer. One big factor, Biden's son, Beau, who died of brain cancer in May.
My friend, my father, my hero.
New York Times columnist Maureen Dowd reporting that before his death, Beau, quote, had a mission. He tried to make his father promise to run. While the latest polls still show Hillary Clinton with a commanding lead, there could be an opening for Biden, who leads Clinton in one critical category. 58% of Americans view him as honest and trustworthy, compared to only 37% who say the same of Clinton.
When I think about why I'm doing this,
Tomorrow, she'll start airing her first 2 ads, both prominently featuring her mother.
And John Carl with us now. And John, I love how you point out the president said himself, the single best decision I made was Joe Biden. Yet he beat Hillary Clinton, and she said yes when he called her to duty as Secretary of State. So who do you pick?
Well, there's no way he can pick either. He cannot come out against Hillary Clinton. He cannot come out against Joe Biden. If they are both running, the White House made it clear today, he will be remaining neutral.
All right, this could get really interesting, John. Thank you. We turn now to the firestorm surrounding Planned Parenthood tonight. A passionate debate on the Senate floor today. Republicans calling to cancel federal funds for the organization in the wake of several controversial videos showing Planned Parenthood employees discussing the sale of fetal tissue. That Senate vote today failing for now. Tonight, Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal taking action of his own, cutting off state Medicaid funds for Planned Parenthood. We turn now to that heartbreaking moment on the baseball diamond. The 9-year-old bat boy killed over the weekend in a tragic accident, hit in the head with a bat. Tonight, this image of his team huddling, offering prayers, as word comes in from the league that they're now taking action to keep this from happening again. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Prayers and sorrow tonight for this freckle-faced 9-year-old, a volunteer bat boy in a Kansas summer league for college players. Kaiser Carlisle was doing what he loved Saturday night, running out to the field as he had so many times before to get a bat on the ground. But the batter never saw him, and while taking a practice swing, he hit Carlisle in the head. Carlisle was wearing a helmet, but the trauma was severe. Still, the team played on.
He'd want us to go out there, and he'd always say it before a game, have fun and play hard.
The shaken players taking a knee, though, huddling in prayer after learning of his death. Today, the National Baseball Congress announcing it will no longer use bat boys or girls for the remainder of its World Series games in Wichita. And tonight, one of the players remembering Carlisle in an Instagram post as a little brother I never had. Lindsay Davis, ABC News, Washington.
Lindsay, thank you. We have major developments tonight in the case of the American dentist who shot and killed a beloved lion in Zimbabwe. Tonight, Delta Airlines banning animal trophies on their planes in the wake of the death of that lion. The lion's image on the side of the Empire State Building over the weekend. As tonight, 2 more American game hunters, a doctor from Pennsylvania and a woman from Idaho, joined the debate with controversial pictures of their own. Here's ABC's Cecilia Vega.
Tonight, big game hunters on the defensive.
The hunter is the true conservationist for the lions.
Sabrina Corglatelli and her boyfriend speaking to us while on safari in South Africa. The Idaho huntress not backing down despite fierce backlash after posting these photos online, saying, "I got an amazing old giraffe. I couldn't be any happier."
So many people are, calling me a poacher because they don't even think it's legal to hunt giraffe.
Sabrina says the hunts she's on are legal, and that is often the case. But tonight, Zimbabwe authorities now accuse a second American of illegally killing a lion. Pennsylvania doctor Jan Seski, seen on a hunting website proudly posing with a slain hippo. As the Minnesota dentist accused of illegally killing Cecil remains in hiding. Big game hunting is big sport for Americans. One conservationist group says Americans import 64% of all lion trophies. That's any part of the animal the hunter keeps. And now airlines like Delta and Emirates are making it tougher to bring those trophies home. As for Corglatelli, she tells us that her hunt in South Africa is not only legal, David, she calls it 100% ethical.
All right, Cecilia Vega with us tonight. Cecilia, thank you. Nearly 2 weeks now after that deadly shooting in Lafayette, Louisiana, a gunman opening fire during a screening of the movie Trainwreck, killing 2, injuring 9. Tonight, the star of that film, Amy Schumer, joining forces with her cousin Chuck Schumer, the senator from New York, calling for gun control. The senator laying out a 3-point plan. Then the